Hello YouTube, we are going to talk in this video about leveling through the acts. And the first two things that I'm going to mention, since 3.21 apparently the vendor will not reset every time that you level up, but some items in the vendor will refresh randomly. So I would still suggest that you go every time that you have the chance and you check for movement speed boots like these ones. You can find them usually at the vendor that sells also weapons, and you will need a pair every time that you kind of level up until you get a pair. This is how they look like. Once you get a pair, you will upgrade them to 15% and to 20% movement speed later on in the acts. The second thing that I would mention that you would want to have, it would be a quicksilver flask or two. And when you get that quicksilver flask, I would suggest when you get an orb of transmutation at some point, just use the orb of transmutation and make it a magic silver flask, quicksilver flask, because it will just improve the quicksilver flask. So movement speed, quicksilver flask. When you go through the acts, I wouldn't spend too much time killing the low tier monsters in the low tier acts, because they will not give you that much experience. So don't waste your time with killing all the monsters. Just go at the waypoint, finish the quests and just move on, because you will make much more experience later in the acts than wasting your time killing the whole area of the monster. So that experience is marginal. The experience that you get in Act 1, you can literally get it in 10. So let's say that you spent a minute to kill all the mobs in an area in Act 1. In Act 5, the same experience, you get it in 10 seconds by killing some monsters. So don't waste your time with exaggerate monster skill. So as a rule of thumb, you would want to be in the same area level when you enter into, for example, if I go here in the coast, you'll see that it will appear here an area level. Let me do that. So basically when I press tab and the map goes here, if you're completely new, if you press tab, your map will look, it will be placed on the ground, and it will be easier for you to see where you're going. And you can have here monster level, you can see 2. So basically you want to be at least the level that you are. So if I'm level 2, I would want to be in this area level 2, where the monster's level is level 2, just as a rule of thumb. If you're one level under, so if you're a monster zone of 10 and you're level 9, that's fine, that's completely fine. Don't be under level too much, but don't waste your time into the maps. Second thing that you want to be careful is how fast you go through the acts, because you don't want to be under leveled, like I said. So you want to be exactly kind of the monster zone, and the monsters and your level should be kind of the same. Now, what I can do to help you, first of all, I put together some adding, let's say, cheat sheets with the steps that you have to do. So I placed here all the acts with the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where you have to go. I put the names. You can see here the legend, and then I put the steps here of where to go exactly. If you get lost, you can, if you have 2 monitors, you can open this and look at it, and these are the levels, basically the zones, so you don't get lost. So basically it says 6 to 8, you know that you have to be in these 2 zones, and so on. And I have this for basically all the acts. If you look here, it's all the acts made like this, so you don't get lost. And it will be way helpful for you to just it will be way easier for you to just follow the guide like this if you have two monitors. If not, it's, well, you can still download it if you get lost. I'll put it in the video description. Another thing that could help you would be the settings that you have into the graphics and the game. So basically the game, I would at around level 50, I would say that you need to get a filter. If you don't know how to get a filter, where to get it, I have a video about it. You can watch the video. You need a filter around level 50 or even earlier. If you can use one, it will be perfect. Then what you need to do is to go to user interface and check all the except from the chat, just leave the global chat, and then check all these nodes. If you're completely new to the game, just check all the nodes except the camera rotation effects. That's completely annoying. Try to use this landscape transparency, map transparency, and map zoom to have it like mine. If you want it on the ground, it will increase the range that you see on the ground, and then check everything else. That will help you quite a lot when it comes to going through the acts. And try to not waste your time by staying too much in the acts, because I'm going to give you a disclaimer. Basically in the acts you don't drop much currency or many items. You just probably at the end of the acts you will have between 6 and 8 chaos orbs. That's unless you get lucky and you drop, I don't know, tabula rasa at the start of the league or something like that is valuable, but I wouldn't recommend spending your time, because you're not going to get too much out of it. And just so you know, the acts is just the tip of the iceberg in this game. The acts are just let's say 5% of the game. Then the game starts after the acts, when you go into maps, into end game bossing and so on. So basically I would recommend, do not waste your time with acts. Just try to go through the acts as fast as possible. Find and always use a build guide. I have one that I made for what I'm going to play this league in 3.21. But always try to use a build guide, either from a YouTuber. I would recommend a YouTuber that it is explained and you can follow. And yeah, that's about it. See you when I see you, and have a nice game.